We're giving you reactions of what some call the most memorable halftime show of Super Bowl history.
And as Valentine's Day approaches, students are telling us about a very monumental moment in their love lives, all coming up.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of What's Up Weekly. I'm Elizabeth Pace.
And I'm Sierra Hignite.
Well, you either love it or you hate it.
It's referred to as the Hallmark holiday or a day of love, and it's only a few days away.
As Valentine's Day approaches, we wanted to hear your thoughts on the day, and boy, did you guys deliver. What's Up Weekly's Annie Howe and Corey Whitman spoke with IU students on their most memorable Valentine's Day. Take a look.
With Valentine's Day approaching, we wanted to get the public's opinion on the upcoming holiday. So we went out on campus and asked students passing by about their first kiss. There were a variety of interesting experiences. Here are some of the most memorable responses.
Well, it was on a bridge during homecoming week and Spirit Week, and needless to say, she did not call me back.
I was 14 years old, and it was at summer camp, and we were at a campfire, and me and the kid, his name is Brett, we're best friends now, we walked away from the fire and sat down and kissed, I guess.
Yeah, I had it sophomore year of high school, and it was with my first boyfriend, and he missed.
So I took her on this really nice date, and then I walked her to her door afterwards to kiss her, and then she turned her cheek right before I got to kiss her, and then kissed her on the cheek, and it was really disappointing for me, and then she got really upset and smacked me on the cheek. So I gave her a kiss, and she gave me a smack.
Okay, well, my first kiss, I was in 7th grade, and I was at a roller rink, and everyone pressured me and was like, do it, he wants to kiss you, and I did, and it was awkward, and yeah, it was bad.
My first kiss came back in, I believe, 6th grade. I was, together with this girl from 6th grade into 7th grade, and it was ridiculously awkward. And yeah, we were just kind of on a street corner, and it just happened, and it was one of the more uncomfortable experiences from my junior high.
If you're still looking for plans this Valentine's Day, check out our website at iustv.com to see what events are going on in your area.
And we haven't forgot about you satisfied singles either. There's plenty of ideas on our page about how to have a good time with your friends.
Now moving on to our trending topics, we're going to go ahead and start out with the Oscars dinner. At the nominee dinner leading up to the Oscars, there was a very large elephant in the room. People were seen picketing around the area with signs that read, "Whitewashed Oscars." This has been an issue since the nominees were announced, and the outrage has led to certain A-listers boycotting the event and now protesters. Now, I do think that is a little ridiculous because with the picketers, they're kind of taking away from the experience for the nominees that are attending the event, even though we did talk about certain A-listers like Jada and Will Smith will not be there. I just think that it's a little rude to those who were nominated there at the event because I think that they very well did earn it.
And I agree with you too, and I don't think the Smith Pickett family would disagree with that either, and they may not realize what attention they're taking away from it because they're pretty much all friends and I think want to root for each other. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's taking away from the prestige of the event.
Exactly, and I think it's one thing to, voice it, and which I do think it should be talked about because it is a little awkward when you have this diverse group of actors and all of them that were nominated are of a certain race or ethnicity. I can see that being an issue and needing to be talked about, but when you ruin the whole event over it, I agree, it's kind of ruining the support for your friends.
I do see their point to this gets people attention. So many viewers tune in for this event, but at the same time, I think it is going to backlash on them. One, they're not going to be part of one of the biggest entertainment events of the year. Two, it takes away from those who are nominated.
Exactly, and I think it looks kind of negatively upon the people that are doing it when I don't think that is what they're trying to do. I do think they're just trying to get their message out, but it looks a little bit rude on their part, which I don't like.
Yeah, it definitely does. Our next trending topic has to do right here on campus. The university sent out a campus-wide email earlier this week saying that there had been mumps found in 2 students on campus. As of now, they're saying that the cases are unrelated and that everyone who has been in contact with these students have been notified. The source of the virus is still unknown, but the Bloomington Health Department is working with the Monroe County Health Department and Indiana State Department of Health to try to resolve the situation. Now, I know, being students in the media school, we got an email stating that there had been keep healthy and remember, watch your surroundings. But one thing they didn't notify us of is where those students who have been diagnosed with mumps were.
Right.
And one thing that I have a friend in the SPIA school who got an email saying you may have been in contact with those students. So from that email alone, I'm guessing that the students were in SPIA classes. Whether those classrooms were sanitized, cleaned, I don't know if anything after that, but we'll certainly keep you posted on that.
Definitely, and that kind of worries me a little bit because being, a journalism major, you have to focus on something outside of journalism, and I've had classes in the SPIA school before, so I kind of feel like I think the whole campus should have just been notified. Here are some precautions you can take to make sure, because what if I was in contact with that person? I freaked out the other day because I was in my apartment building on the elevator, and there was a guy wearing like a surgical mask almost, and I was just like, are you one of the ones?
Yeah.
I was a little freaked out because I was like, they didn't tell us, like, we have them here and they're going to be, held apart from everyone else until we've got this all figured out, or if they've been medicated and they're fine.
Yes, of course, you don't want to cause public harm or embarrassment to those two students by them having this virus, but at the same time, for the majority of IU campus, you need to know when that was, where it was, if it's been sanitized. That, in my opinion, that's what we need to be getting IU alerts about instead of water fights on campus.
Yeah, I'm not so concerned with the water fights. I'm a little concerned if I'm going to catch mumps because that's not something I'm trying to deal with right now.
But remember, mumps is a severe virus, but it can be treated. It can't be treated with antibiotics, but it does go away.
Right.
So tune into our website at iustv.com to get all the resources on how to treat yourself and where to go for help.
Well, moving on to our next trending topic, it concerns something that a couple more of you might be a little more familiar with, the Super Bowl halftime show.
As most of my friends already know, I'm a Beehive enthusiast, and I'm not just talking about the bug. So Beyonce took the stage at the Super Bowl halftime show, and I could not have been happier. But some other viewers were not so pleased with her performance. Queen Bee debuted her new song, Formation, where she played tribute to Michael Jackson, while her background dancers were dressed in similar clothing to the Black Panthers. Critics are calling her performance racist and aren't just stopping there. A Detroit police sergeant is currently under investigation after comparing her performance to the KKK.
Right. Which I will say, I've read a lot of reviews. I watched the video over and over and over, not the official music video that I have watched over and over, but the performance. And when I first watched it, I wasn't getting that. I was just like in awe of her and all of their dancing. But then after, it was being explained and people were talking about their views on it, I did kind of see where they were coming from and how it can be very offensive, especially with the music video and the sinking cop car. I get it.
I think that's where the connection is getting a little lost too, because I of course loved the performance. Shout out to Queen Bee. And I just thought it was a girl power video. They were all dressed similar things. She has other past performances in a similar setup and costume, so that's what I primarily thought it was like. But when you do go and watch her Formation video, it does involve some of the Black Lives Matter movement and other things, which is fine, but other people are calling it racist.
Right, which Beyonce has been a very outspoken and public person in the Black Lives Matter movement, which I think is wonderful that, she's supporting a cause that, affects her. But I do think that the person that puts on the events who has said publicly that he is a liberalist and thinks that people should be allowed to express their artistic opinion in whatever way they so choose. So I think that's also where people are having a couple issues, is that they allowed this to happen and didn't really give any type of a warning or anything like that. Since it is a Super Bowl halftime show, it's supposed to be a surprise. But I thought it was weird that they were promoting like this unity and love with all of the rainbows and everything, and then they have this performance that can kind of come off, like some people are saying, racist and controversial. So the whole show, after reading all that, was a little confusing to me. Still love the performances though. Overall, musically, I thought the show was great.
And actually, I do want to see more of it. I am a fan, and now I can. So as you've also heard, Beyonce has announced a formation tour starting this year. Tickets are going to be going on sale starting February 15th.
I looked at campus to get the reactions from students on their opinions of the Super Bowl halftime show. Take a look.
I thought they all three performers looked worked really well together. I thought it would have been really cool to have Beyonce and Chris Martin perform the song that they had together because that's what everyone was expecting. But my favorite part of the performance was honestly Bruno Mars, which surprised me because I'm a big Beyonce fan.
I liked it. I liked all of it, honestly. I thought it was really well put together.
Who was your favorite artist?
Definitely Beyonce.
Definitely Beyonce. Do you think that she fell? A lot of people that watch the performance are like, I think she might have almost fallen. What do you think?
She almost fell, but she's Beyonce, so she pulled it off.
I thought it was really good. I liked Beyonce because she was all about girl power, and that was pretty inspiring. And I liked the outfits because it was pretty cool.
Who had your favorite outfit?
Probably Beyonce.
Yeah.
Well, there's like, is there an opinion? Like, Beyonce was the best. I guess it was really short. I timed it. It was 12 minutes. Usually the Super Bowl show is like 20, 25. It's too short. It was like just one giant medley. I don't know.
Did you like the trio of performers?
I'm not a huge fan of Coldplay.
And I liked the part where they did all of, like the flashbacks of all the Super Bowls at the end. That was pretty cool.
Who's been your favorite out of all the Super Bowl performances that you've seen? Who was your number one favorite performer?
I liked when Katy Perry performed. That was pretty cool because she was like standing on a bunch of stuff.
Even though some found the show entertaining, nationally social media is an outrage, calling the performance offensive and racist due to Beyonce's performance.
Well, coming up, find out why some students are jumping in the water on some of the coldest days of the year. Stay with us.
And it's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
as you can see behind me.
Welcome back. Though it doesn't seem like temperatures are warming up in Bloomington, that's not stopping some students from jumping in the water. IU's Alpha Sigma Alpha chapter hosted Bloomington's 17th annual Polar Plunge that raised more than $25,000 for Special Olympics. The goal of the event is to raise awareness for those with learning disabilities and give confidence to participate in other events. The water temperature of the pool was a chilling 42 degrees, with more than 200 volunteers taking a plunge. After they took the plunge, the After Splash Bash hosted a costume competition and gave away free food to the participants.
Well, that's all we have for you on this week's episode of What's Up Weekly. Make sure to tune in to next week for all your campus and entertainment scoop.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates. You can follow us on Twitter at What's Up Weekly IU, and you can follow us on Instagram at IUSTV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.